Hello folks, and welcome to episode 8. A lot of days have gone by since an update, but fear not, I'm making one right now. So, what's been happening? I've been studying my ass off in art school, preparation for the exam for art school. I've been there pretty much every day, unlike most of my colleagues who are studying. They're all girls. I think I've seen one guy one day. Anyway, it's a very good girl representation in that class, let's say. Good for me, very good for me. Girls make awesome getting out buddies to pick up more girls and so on and so forth. So, let's see the results of our work and let the paintings and drawings and stuff speak for themselves. Now, the drawings you've already seen, and here are the paintings that I've done. Here's the first. This is my first acrylic painting ever, especially on this particular size. It's a portrait. These portraits are all from the same model, so if they don't look alike, it's not because the model mutated, but it's because my skills leave a lot to be desired. This is the stuff, a bit larger than life size, I think. And yeah, don't worry about the colors, you'll get to see them in the link section where I will shoot photographs of these things and put links up to them. This is my second one. I ran out of color yellow, and so the background, instead of being green, was made to look sort of reddish purple. This is a bit higher contrast. I like contrast, we all like contrast. Bit better lighting. Not so good on this part here because I didn't cover all the paper with paint. Later on, during some tutorials, I found out you're supposed to do that, like add a layer of paint all over the piece, and then start with lighting and shadows and stuff over that first layer of paint, not directly on the paper itself. Of course, there are as many techniques as there are painters, so just one way to do it. This one is a bit better and more accurate, and well, not so accurate because she's too thin, but it's very overworked. It's in oil, my first oil painting. It's easier to work with it. It stays wet a lot longer than acrylics, and also it's problematic because if you want to do something on a clean layer, you put a layer on and you want it dry, you have to come back the next day or the next week or whatever time, which we do not have during a single exam, which is 5 hours. So this is the stuff. It's very detailed. I don't know if you can see this stuff. I painted the eyes quite okay. Yeah, and so yeah, it's very detailed. Right? Okay. And the teacher said it needs more detail on this shadow side here, because most of the painting is in shadow, and if the shadow is just one color, very simple, then the painting is all dull and undeveloped. This one is the final thing that I've done, and it's not finished because I went ahead and experimented with some stuff using oils, and it's not finished, and it's got my teacher's correction in pencil on top of this layer. Now I was supposed to put another layer or two of oil on top of those corrections, but who has time and energy and the mood to do this all? If you can see major anatomical disruptions happening here, please let me know. I'm just learning, and so on and so forth. So here they are in black and white. I did not want to break my style of shooting black and white videos, but we'll see the colors on the link section. What else? Let's see. I haven't quite made up my mind if I want to take the exam in oil or acrylics, especially with the latest tutorials that I've seen. that show how to make acrylics dry in a longer time, giving me more time to blend them properly. I think I'll go with oils because we will study oils in the first year, and also I have a complete set of oil paints and my acrylics are just about done. So yeah, that will be that remains to be seen. I'll do some more practice today at home and make up my mind there. Then I tried some drawing, and I found out that during the last few days that I've done only paintings, I started to forget the drawings, how to do techniques and shading and stuff in charcoal. And so I took my painting teacher's advice and went ahead to do some studies in pencil, like this. Just went to some art gallery. There were some unexpected photos there, some sort of history of the music in my town or something, and it had a lot of large photos, and I just started to take them. Let's see if we can zoom in on this. So it's reasonably detailed for the size. Studied ears. I did not know how to make ears before, had no idea. But with studies, anything can be learned. Study anything that you don't know. And also I've done some junk portraits, first sketch, and also some more detailed work, like here. And yeah, an eye study. It helps to watch a bunch of tutorials and make a bunch of eye studies. I don't know if this is correct here, because it's kind of elongated. It's probably not correct. And also I don't have the second eye to compare against because I ran out of paper. Some nose study, just figuring out the planes. Probably could have taken it further, but I did not. And yeah, perspective. It's good to know these things. Whatever your job, even if you're not into drawing, it's good to know perspective. It's just study a bit about those vanishing points. You can learn about it in an article in 10 minutes, and then you can just play with it. But the focus of my studies right now are portraits, because that's what the exam is about. So yeah, study if you want to learn. I mean, do studies, do drawing studies. Yeah. More recent events. Yesterday I went on a road trip to the beach, some water, to a nice lake that we have here, with a car full of, how I call them, pathological Christians. I mean, really, the kind of people that would say, if you're a man, you only have one woman on this planet ordained for you by God, and you're supposed to not have any sex before marriage with her. And if she dies, I didn't quite catch that if you're supposed to remarry or just live the rest of your miserable days alone. No sex, no dinosaurs. Yes, they were very split amongst themselves whether dinosaurs actually existed. I suggested, let's go in a museum where they have dozens of them exposed for us to bang our head against. And no, they weren't quite so enthused about the idea. They're the devil's work. And yeah, it is quite a brainful to go and spend an afternoon with this sort of people. I highly recommend it. Just don't overdo it, you'll go crazy yourself. And listen to some nice Alan Watts after that, because or some George Carlin, the stand-up guy, because they sort of put religion into this balance, and it's a dose of sanity. Right, so much for my update. Remote viewing isn't going that well because I'm focusing on the art stuff, which is next week, and coming after next week I'll get in there really hardcore with the remote viewing stuff, because I need the money from it. I need the money that it makes. It's exponential growth, and wherever there is exponential growth, like this, like up, 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 then there is money to be had. Alright. Thanks for watching today's update. Be well, YouTube. Be well.